If you're walking on the Appalachian Trail, in between Pearisburg, Virginia and Narrows, you'll come to a fork on the road. If you go to the right, you'll come to a cemetery that's only accessible from the Appalachian Trail. It is named after a Revolutionary War soldier, Captain George Pearis.
I'm Johnny Ashley in the Hood in the Woods, the neighborhood backwoods history and travel channel. You can find me on Facebook as The Real Hood in the Woods and on Instagram as Abandoned in Appalachia. If you'd like to help yourself out and support this channel, get a I Break for Old Houses t-shirt or check out one of my 3 books. The link for these is going to be in the description. Another thing in the description of this video is going to be a link to my other YouTube channel, The Family Court Guide. Here lies Captain George Neely Pearis. He was born in 1746 in South Carolina. In 1774, he was the commander of Fort Pearis, which overlooked the New River in present-day Giles County.
This is British General Cornwallis. In 1780, he was fighting a good fight in South Carolina. He took Charlotte and moved into North Carolina. His army left a path of destruction in their wake. Most of the local men of fighting age were already enlisted in the Continental Army. Many of the young men left were British sympathizers, called Tories. The British destruction of local government and personal property caused a power vacuum, leaving the Patriots' families at the Tories' mercy. Cornwallis sent Colonel Ferguson into the mountains of western North Carolina to find Tory volunteers. The Patriots saw that he had left the herd and began setting a trap. Patriot General Davis sent 52 troops from a fort near Charlotte, and General Summers sent 60 troops from the coast. 160 troops were also sent from Montgomery County, Virginia, which includes modern-day Giles County. George Pearis was one of them. This is him. They were to meet up in Surry County, North Carolina. Surry County is bordered to the north by Virginia, and is also where the Appalachians meets the coastal plains. Add in local militia, and combined, they had 350 troops. Near the shallow ford crossing of the Yadkin River, they caught up with Ferguson. To their dismay, they saw that Ferguson had 900 troops and volunteers. Almost immediately, a British captain was killed, and he would be the first of 14 fatalities. Captain Francis from Montgomery County was also killed in battle, and 4 other Patriots were wounded. The Tory volunteers were chased into Morvanian towns, which is modern-day Winston-Salem. A few days later, the Patriot officers held a council and decided to pardon all the Tories that they had rounded up. The battle was important because never again was there ever such a large gathering of Tories. It also shifted the momentum of the war in the Carolinas. Not during this battle, but in another, George Pearis was wounded in the shoulder. George left the army and returned home, but sadly, a month after getting there, his wife died. Captain Pearis purchased a large swath of land along the New River from Mary and William Ingalls.
On this land, he operated a store, a tavern, and a ferry. He was also a sitting judge. Originally, the land was in Montgomery County, but in 1806 Giles County formed, and George Pearis donated 53 acres of land to form a town to be the county seat. Captain Pearis's community was called Bluff City, and he donated land that was right next to it. The town was originally called Giles Courthouse, but soon after the original courthouse was built, it burned down. That's when they built this one, in 1810, and it's still in use today. George died in 1810, and to honor him, in 1854, the name of his town was changed from Giles Courthouse to Pearisburg.
George Pearis was the first person buried here, but he wasn't the last. There are 250 graves, although most of them are unmarked. The ages range from children a few months old to a lady that was over 100. During the Civil War, 4 Southern soldiers were buried here. They were killed in a skirmish a few days before the Battle of Cloyd's Mountain. The founders of the neighboring town of Narrows are also buried here, and the line dividing the town's zip codes goes through the cemetery. The last burial here was in 1910. Soon, the cemetery was forgotten and overgrown. In the early 2000s, the town of Pearisburg funded the Boy Scouts to clear out and clean up the cemetery as part of a community project. The cemetery also has a reputation for being haunted, but please remember, it is illegal in Virginia to be in the cemetery after dark.
Alright y'all, that's my video. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, you need to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Don't be watching my stuff for free. If you like this video, here's a couple more you can come check out.